What's up, jammies? Welcome back to another episode of Ricky's Ram Jam presented by Barefoot Wine. Barefoot, where is my tap? I need to just pull this lever down and have the Barefoot Wine flowing. 37-14 win over the Cardinals. Defense was hot. Offense was hot. 2 touchdowns for Tyler Higbee. I've been saying he's going to go off, and he did. We should call him Two Tutty Tyler. Let's go. Kiron was unstoppable. More on that in the matchup against the Browns in a minute. During week 13, it's My Cause, My Cleats, and it's one of my favorite initiatives of the year. So make sure you're keeping your eye on socials for those. I'm so excited to see what our Rams players showcase this year on their cleats. I loved all of them last year, but I really loved Ben Skoronek's purple Make-A-Wish cleats last year. I just thought they were so cool. So all right, let's raise a toast to my good friend and amazing colleague. He's a host from NFL Network. You may know him also as the preseason voice of the Rams. It's Andrew Siciliano. Andrew, first of all, your background. So you've got the Rams ball and a Browns helmet, but I might have to have Adam, my producer, maybe like color correct the Browns helmet to just make it all royal blue, or like, are you okay with that sort of AI moving forward?
Hollywood, do whatever you want. By the way, I'm raising a glass of Nespresso, so I'll toast to you. It is just Nespresso. Full disclosure, yes, that is a Rams football game ball above my head. I don't know what I did to deserve a game ball. And over here, okay, that is a Browns helmet, but it is a Jim Brown autograph. I went to Syracuse, right? Yes, I was raised a Browns fan. People probably know this by now. So that's like Jim Brown on a Browns helmet. So Syracuse legend, like it's like comes full circle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
is that one of your most prized possessions?
Yeah, it's up there. It's pretty cool.
I have the halftime ball from the Super Bowl in Minneapolis signed by Justin Timberlake, the halftime ball. Which,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's one of mine because I love JT. And so that's
what else is up here.
That's one of my
I got like a Hall of Fame helmet up here. You can't see with like all the guys, all my colleagues from NFL Network that I call coworkers and friends that have been into Canton. I got a bunch of the footballs back here. Yeah. You know what? I don't have many trinkets, but most of them are in this tiny little corner of my house.
I love it. You can just put it all behind your screen, so it looks like your room is just like teeming with them, but you like go and it's just a corner.
Exactly.
So yeah, we're gonna talk Rams Browns obviously in a second. First of all, before I get there, are you okay? Like, did you survive the crazy fire alarm at NFL Network?
I wasn't there. I was gone. I was gone by like 10 a.m. that day. I had some other stuff to do. So, we have had fire alarms before, like back in the NFL Now days in Culver. You used to be with us in Culver, that beautiful facility. We would have a fire alarm seemingly every other week. I mean, there were times where I was sitting at the news desk in the old newsroom and like, wow, I guess there's a fire alarm. But, when they happen at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday, they don't get nearly the attention. But I'm glad everyone is okay. That is the most important thing.
Yeah, the fire alarm. That was cracking me up seeing everyone's tweets and hearing the guys talk about it, the ATN guys after. It was so great. This past week, you made a prediction on NFL Game Day that Kyron Williams would get in the end zone. Did you expect such an explosive performance? And do you take credit for that?
Yeah, of course I take credit because obviously Kiron was inspired by yours truly on a streaming show early. Maybe he was watching on his phone somewhere or on any smart TV and connected device, NFL.com/NFL channel. No, I did not expect 200 yards from scrimmage. That was a very pleasant surprise. However, I did think that Sean was going to feed him and feed him a lot because they've missed him, and they've missed him a lot. Thanks to Darrell Henderson and Royce Freeman and everyone that tried to pick up the slack in the interim. But, there's a reason that if you go back to Cincinnati in 2 preseasons, last year when Kiron was there as a rookie, how positively Sean and the rest of the staff spoke of his contribution that they had hoped for that year. And then obviously the injuries derailed it. We're finally getting a chance to see it.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like, when Kiron is in the lineup, in what ways does he make this offense better, aside from, the obvious?
Yeah, he can make guys miss. Some of the vision through the hole was great. Now, listen, I know Arizona's defense not exactly stellar, but I'm not going to take away from anyone getting 200 yards from scrimmage. He just brings, I don't want to say a home run ability here because, we're not talking a 50 home run guy here in baseball terms, but he has the ability to hit the long ball. We saw that, and he's got great vision. It's another example of how you can find running backs later in the draft.
Yeah, absolutely. He was like that at Notre Dame too. Like he was such a star back then too. So it's really great to see him sort of exploding now as well. I'll stay on offense for a second. Puka is 76 yards shy of 1,000 receiving yards, and he'd be the first Rams rookie to ever do this. And also, there's only been 12 games, which is wild. Why has he been so successful so early in his career?
Another example of a mid-round pick that's pretty fantastic, right? And tip of the cap to Les and Sean and everyone for finding Puka Nacua, who, if you go back to the pre-draft process, some people saw as, hey, Jaron Hall's big weapon. And now it's the other way around. Now Jaron Hall, the rookie quarterback in Minnesota, is known as Puka Nacua's college quarterback. He will eventually have his day. We had them both at the Senior Bowl. They were both kind of banged up and didn't see him a lot. But Puka he has this uncanny ability to find open space and to think like a veteran and to see. I don't know if anyone caught it a couple of weeks ago. Cooper Kupp's late in the week presser, the one that he does every week. And he spoke of seeing the field in geometric shapes. Like he sees defenses in geometric shapes and he sees patterns. It was almost like Russell Crowe in A Beautiful Mind where the numbers are levitating off the chalkboard, that kind of thing. And Puka, I'm not saying he has that advanced level math degree yet, but he has a little bit of that in him. And in a weird way, I think it was a blessing when Cooper was nursing the hammy injury during training camp that he was able to be out there. And you saw it firsthand, whether it was in Irvine or in Thousand Oaks, and kind of coach Puka through this training camp and teaching him what to look for. And then obviously, Puka, to his credit, he's gone out there and performed. And he has the trust of the quarterback. And when you're a rookie and you have the trust of a quarterback, that speaks volumes.
And I think also, too, the way that he does play sort of each play at a time. There's been some misses, there's been some almost drops, but like Stafford will go right back to him, and to have that confidence and to be like, all right, dust that off, and then we're just going to keep going for it. Like, I think that shows something more than just like a rookie presence. So it's like really exciting to see this rookie be such a standout. And JB Long interviewed him for Rams Revealed this week, and I was listening to it, and just he asked Puka about, how has it been, adjusting or getting sort of familiar with all this fame. And he's just such a character and so sweet. And he's like, yeah, I just have to keep going out there and playing my best. And it was interesting to listen to him talk about, sort of at the bye week, he said, then I kind of slowed down for a second, and it kind of caught up to him about all, basically the accolades and everything that he's doing. But he's like, all I want is like the Rams to win. So I just want to keep going out there and doing my job. And like, there's no better feeling than a Rams win. And I'm just like, I just love him so much.
And he has an amazing smile, obviously, but it's a sincere smile. Right?
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's not just like, hey, I'm on camera, I'm going to smile and I'm going to be polite and answer these questions. I mean, there is a sincere joy that I sense coming back through the camera, or I sense talking to him, when we're face to face, that is legit. And I think that obviously is picked up on, hopefully, by Rams fans.
The Rams defense has given up 30 points combined over the last 2 weeks. Before the season began, we had the names AD, Ernest Jones, but then a bunch of no names, really. What has this young group, staying with these rookies, shown you as of late?
That it's a really, really deep class. Byron Young's done the job, and he's been on the stat sheet seemingly every week. One of the, I think, underhyped rookies around the league on the defensive side of the ball that needs a little bit more attention. But look what Kobe Turner did last week. And this kind of brings it full circle back to training camp. When in the early days of camp in Irvine, like before Back Together weekend, Kobe Turner was the name, getting all the buzz, right? And not that he hasn't had his moments. He has. But to see that as they make a second half of the season, a post-Thanksgiving push here, to see Kobe Turner get to the quarterback twice, that's huge. Because I think one of the underappreciated, and I think one of the bad storylines about the Rams Super Bowl team, or the team that went in 18 as well, was that it was all top heavy. It was all star power. And yes, there's a lot of star power, a lot of money spent at the top of that roster. But it was the middle of the roster guys like Guys like Greg Gaines, for example, there's a perfect comp for like a third-round pick.
Right.
Kobe Turner, guys like Greg Gaines that did a lot of the dirty work to win that championship. And I really think that this class with Byron Young and with Kobe Turner and with Puka Nacua and with Ethan Evans, and I know and Steve Avila certainly as well, that this rookie class is laying a similar foundation.
Yeah, it's so exciting to watch. You filled in for Browns radio for a couple of games earlier this season. So you're the perfect person to talk to ahead of this game. Let's talk QB situation. So DTR is in concussion protocol. Mm-hmm. It could be PJ Walker, Joe Flacco. Regardless of who the quarterback is, what does Raheem Morris's defense have to do to make life difficult for Cleveland?
They have to stop the run first and foremost. Kevin Stefanski kind of fell into a pass-happy thing early on in Denver and maybe even throughout the game. But this is a run-first offense. There's a great NFL Films clip from a couple of years ago in September where the Browns were pounding on the Bengals, and Stefanski's mic'd up talking to his OC, Alex Van Pelt. And he says, there's some curse words in there, but there's no bleeping better feeling than pounding a team in the fourth quarter when they know you're going to run the football and you're going to run the football and they can't stop it. And that is, and Sean McVay loves that as well, certainly, but that is their bread and butter. They kind of got away from it last week. Without Deshaun Watson, they have to run the football. And that starts with Jerome Ford, who's their number one back. It goes to Kareem Hunt, who's their short yardage guy. And then Pierre Strong, who I think has really played well in the very limited opportunities that he has as well, primarily in outside zone. Pierre Strong has a little bit of home run ability in him as well, but he was also the guy that on an odd play call on a reverse in the fourth quarter fumbled it last week. As for the quarterback, my gut tells me Joe Flacco. That's without any inside information.
With or without Myles Garrett, he was shown in a shoulder sling after last week's game. This Browns defense is very tough and disciplined and will be a big challenge for the Rams. What do you think the Rams offense needs to do to attack this Cleveland defense?
Get the ball out quickly. Myles should be able to play.
Okay.
The word from Stefanski Monday was nothing too serious. He should be able to fight through it. That doesn't mean he's going to be 100%. Okay. He came into the week leading the league in sacks. They came into the week leading the NFL in defense. They're a great defense. I've seen them in person a couple of times. They are a scary, scary, scary defense, and they are going to get after Matthew Stafford. The Broncos last week gashed him on the ground. The Ravens back in week 4, the game in which Deshaun couldn't go and DTR had to play, had about a quarter and a half of gashing them on the ground. That's the secret sauce here. If you, against that wide 9, can trap those ends, if you could run inside, if you can gain some serious yardage on the ground like we saw Kiron do last week, then you prolong drives and you gas that defense, and that's what happened a little bit last week. The Browns also really missed Denzel Ward, former 4th overall pick in the draft, their number 1 corner. Don't know his status this week, but they really missed him in the run game, in run support on the perimeter. That's something I have no doubt Sean will attack if that's there.
It's exciting, and I'm ready to see the Rams play some like meaningful December football. And it's like the whole wild card race is on, and this is just like coming at a great time. And I'm really looking forward to this game at SoFi. And I feel like just the energy is gonna be rocking. You tweeted Sunday after football that you needed a new show to watch. What did you end up deciding?
Oh yeah. So I didn't, and this was Saturday, right? You know what I ended up doing? And I don't regret it because I kind of needed a movie night. I did the Mission Impossible that came out last year. It's just like 3 hours of mindless, like they're all the same. Like whether it's Bond or Bourne or Mission Impossible, and that is my order of preference, it's all the same. You're running around in Europe, blowing stuff up, jumping off of trains, cobblestone streets, cars flipping the canals, crap like that. They're all the same.
Right.
So it's 3 hours of mindless. I haven't finished Lessons in Chemistry yet. I need to do that, but I was kind of holding out until Wednesday. Don't know when this airs. The new Slow Horses comes out. Gary Oldman on Apple. Have you watched that? It's like MI5, John Le Carre stuff. I highly recommend that. Season 3 comes out on Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay, that's exciting. The Crown season 6 came out, and it's only the first 4 episodes. And if you're not, I like always joke that I like got into the Royals like 20 years too late. Like I'm so like excited about them now, and everyone's like, "Why are you so excited?" But even if you didn't watch any of The Crown, these 4 episodes are the 8 weeks before Princess Diana's crash and then the crash, and it is so you know what's coming the entire time, but like her running and hiding in the jewelry store, like I was sitting there with an elephant on my chest watching these 4 episodes, and I just like I feel like I'm working for PR for The Crown because I'm like telling everyone like, have you seen these 4 episodes? Like it is the most incredible cinematic TV I've ever seen in my life, like on Netflix. Like it is so amazing, and so if you need to do that, you should.
Okay, I should, because every time I'm watching a new show and I'm like, oh, like where do I, like that actor or actress is really killing it. I'm gonna Google them. What have they been in? Oh, they've been in The Crown. What is that person? Oh, that person was in The Crown. Oh, well, maybe I should finally actually watch The Crown.
Even if you don't, you just go to season 6 and watch these 4 episodes. Like the actress that plays Princess Di is so uncanny, and it's shot so cinematically. I'm like a film nerd. And just like the writing of this show and these 4 episodes, like these 4 episodes alone should be put in a time capsule that are buried in the earth and that people watch. Like it is that good. Andrew, I'm going to ask you my 3 questions, rapid fire style, before I let you go. If you were about to have your last meal on earth, what would it be?
It would be sushi. That's an easy one. I'm a sushi snob. I would eat it 5 nights a week if I could.
Okay, best
if
place
not
to go
sushi,
in LA.
Oh boy. So when I lived in the West Side, my favorite spot was Kiriko on Sawtell, Kiriko. But after like 20 years, it closed like 3 months ago, and that makes me sad. It makes me really, really, really sad. My next favorite place to go is a place, believe it or not, that's going to blow people's mind. It's a little hole in the wall mom and pop called Chitose in Redondo. That's a South Bay thing. Like I wouldn't like, if you're on the West Side, you don't have to drive all the way there, all the way to Redondo. But
if you're down there,
awesome. If you're down there, exactly.
If you could live in an amusement park, shopping center, or other fun place, where would you choose and why?
Oh man, what if I put them together and did Mall of America? Have you been
there? That
in
is such a good answer. We haven't had that answer yet.
Because they have roller coasters,
restaurants,
in the shopping
roller coasters,
and restaurants.
Yeah, the media party there for that Super Bowl was the coolest thing I've ever been to in my entire life. Like, the mall, they have an aquarium.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is such a good answer.
The real answer is I wouldn't want to live in any of them, but if you want to put them all together, we could do it there. Also, fun fact, I once fell off stage hosting a show on NFL Network at the Mall of America and required stitches in my leg.
Oh my goodness. That is, that's scary. Yeah, that was it during that Super Bowl week, that whole, that's where I got my Justin Timberlake ball. Great memories.
There you go.
Great memories. Okay, so before I let you go, what would a collage of your life include? We're printing out all photos to hang up of Andrew Siciliano. What is going on that collage?
I'm old, Hollywood. So, like, do I have to, how many pictures do you need? Is there, like, a picture that definitely, like you're saying, like, one picture? Like, what shape collage. Is the collage
you could maybe a cutout of a football, a cutout of your Jim Brown helmet, or maybe it's sushi. Maybe we all have this wrong opinion of who is Andrew Siciliano. Maybe you're like, yeah, I love football, but like I am a foodie. Like this is my life here.
Okay, it would probably be an airplane.
Ooh.
Because I love traveling, whether that's to a football game or to a foreign country or to a mountain to go hike. This sounds really weird. I love the people closest to me. I want them on those trips with me. But
in the little windows of the plane.
Exactly. But I also love just getting on a plane and going anywhere at any time and doing anything to any corner of the world, even if it's by myself.
I love that.
Yeah, and I also do like my best thinking, I think, at like 35,000 feet. Not actually like specifically 35,000 feet, like it has to be pressurized just to that. But like, don't you feel like sometimes like you contemplate the world and have a better grasp on everything when you're
absolutely. And they say
in the sky.
Who you think about on an airplane is like who you really love. So like if you're off in thought and looking out the window and you're like, who am I thinking about right now, or like wondering or whatever, that's true love. So I have my airplane people for sure. For sure.
There you go. I've never thought of it that way, but you know what? I'm going to start sending texts from an airplane reminding people of that.
We should all do that. Hey, Jammies, send a text to 3 different people today and just let them know you love them. I think we should spread more love. And I'm so excited for this game. And Andrew, thank you so much for your time. And the Browns will be at SoFi Sunday. I am so excited for this game. The wild card spot race is on. I am so excited for this game, and we hope to see you there.
I will see you there. Mom and Dad are coming, so
yes,
I'll bring them over to say hi.
Yeah, let's give him a show. All right, you guys, that does it this week for Ricky's Ram Jam. Make sure you're keeping it locked on all things Rams, and we will see you Sunday at SoFi. Let's ram it.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on our videos.